yeah, is there anyone that you like from a fantasy standpoint in any of the other games?
Yes. So let's move to. Oh, you already put it up. Fantasy forward. Quit
Splash,
clicking
splash,
it.
splash.
We're
Pow,
clicking.
pow,
We're clicking.
pow. Fantasy forward.
Pop,
What's
pop,
it make
pop.
you splash and pop, pop, pop?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that'll be a good intro. Okay. So yes, I actually have somebody very specific in mind that I mentioned last week, Mr. Hunter Renfrow for the Carolina Panthers. I'm sure a bunch of people picked him up in leagues, but 2 touchdowns. He seems like he's kind of the safety net for Bryce Young, because you got to remember both of his outside receivers are big dudes, right? So big guys on the outside. Hunter Renfrow's running those crossing patterns. Even Jatavian Sanders, I would say, not a bad pickup, because over the middle is kind of where Hunter Renfrow lives, or in that short passing zone. So I think for a fantasy perspective, if Hunter Renfrow's out there on the waiver wire still, which I doubt it because he got 2 touchdowns, but if he's there, definitely go grab him, stash it on your bench.
So you're saying CJ Stroud has a type?
Yeah. Well, you mean Bryce Young?
Bryce Young. Sorry.
Yes.
He loves old dudes.
White dudes. Yeah, right. He does. But I mean, they came alive against, the Panther or the Arizona Cardinals when it was a bit too late. But even so, he got a good amount of targets. So I think, you want those guys that are going to get you 5 or 6 catches. And if they get you a touchdown, great. Like, those are great to have on your bench. Play them in
great for a flex spot.
Yep, exactly. So that's who I got this week. Hunter Renfrow from the Carolina Panthers.
Am I next on the old fantasy roundabout? My player to target, and this is for trades, is Travis Hunter. And it might not be now, it might be later in the season, but Travis Hunter is not playing well. He's playing the wide receiver position like a 7th round rookie. He doesn't really understand the nuances of his routes. He's basically a YouTuber that just does all the shimmy stuff. But once you get to the NFL, it doesn't work. So he has to relearn how to run his routes. I watched Steve Smith break down his route running, and he's like, he doesn't even understand how to play wide receiver in the NFL. So Travis Hunter, super athletic, really talented, but he might not be performing very well right now. But by the end of the season, he might have it figured out potentially. And it's kind of ruining the Jags offense. Like, the other wide receivers are not really, Thomas, do whatever, the second or whatever, is not doing so great. Yeah. And it's hurting them because they are force feeding the ball to Travis Hunter. Right. He's getting the most targets on the team. So by the end of the season, he could be somebody that produces really good points for you. But it just depends on like how fast can he pick up, switching up his route combinations and his footwork to understand how to get open in the NFL.
I think that's a good call because he's on my fantasy team and he has done pretty much nothing, but he has got a lot of targets. And I think Trevor having the new offense and the new offensive coordinator as his head coach is making things a little weird because, like you even said, Thomas doesn't even necessarily look right, Mm-hmm. So I feel like that'll kind of get sorted out. But for now, definitely don't start Travis Hunter.
I think Thomas is also in his own head. He's like, why are they forcing the ball to this guy that doesn't get open and doesn't understand what he's doing? Well, so there's just frustration going on.
Yeah, he's short arming it a little bit. He looks like he's thinking too much. He doesn't look like he did last year for Thomas.
Yeah, he'll get there though. He
played really well last year in this series. Yeah, so I think they'll turn it around by the end of the season. The Jaguars will be a lot better.
Dude, he went to LSU. He'll be fine.
Exactly.
Fine. Yeah, like LSU wide receivers are trustworthy. If anything is trustworthy. So, what about you, Dave? What do you got this week?
This one kind of hurts me a little bit. I'm gonna go with Green Bay wide receivers.
Oh,
everyone, the last 2 weeks, everyone says you don't want to go with the Green Bay wide receiver. They spread the ball out too much. Everyone gets 2 or 3 targets, which is true. I'm going with Romeo Doubs, who is probably the most trusted wide receiver for Love.
Yeah.
Week 1, he has only 2 catches on 4 targets. Week 3, only 3 catches on 5 targets. But he's out there for 70+% of the snaps. And you have Kraft Mac and Cheese as well as Jaden Reed are both going to be out this week.
No, Kraft is playing.
Oh, Kraft will play, but he's injured, which means I don't think he's going to be out there as many plays as usual, right?
Yeah, they might have Musgrave.
Yeah, and unless they're throwing it 2 feet off the ground where Musgrave's already on the ground catching it, like he's not much use. So
no, and I think that going against the Browns, you have Myles Garrett there, so I think they might want to leave Musgrave in to help block because that is a big bad man.
Yeah, no,
He-
It
he-
might
I would-
actually
he can
that
wreck a
might
game.
actually be the case where Kraft blocks a lot more than he goes out
yeah,
for
or
routes.
Musgrave plays more because he's a better blocker than Kraft, or they're about the same. But
No, I
you know.
think Kraft's a lot better.
yeah, I'd say they're about the same. But no, I like Dobbs' play, but dude, I'm telling you right now, this is the week that Golden shows up.
Well,
because-
that's where I was going to go. So
Yeah.
Dobbs, if he's available, but if he's not, I know Golden's available in a lot of leagues, and this would be the year. We have Neckbeard's opponent this week. Him and Neckbeard are both kind of floundering, but I told him start them both because he has Dobbs and Golden. I said because you're playing against Neckbeard,
Yeah,
they're both going to score. They're both going to go off this week.
they're
Yes,
going to go
they
off,
will.
and you know what? I'll be fine with that because I'm going to lose anyway. So like, I might as well watch the Packers get a bunch of fantasy points. I'll be totally fine with that.
But yeah, because another thing to consider is the Browns' rush defense is solid.
It is.
They shut down King Henry. You can't
Yeah.
really run against that line. Mason Graham is looking like a first round D tackle. He's he's being disruptive in the middle. You got Garrett there. So yeah, I think that this is going to be more of a pass funnel. The Ravens, they put up 41 points and they did it through the air. So I think Green Bay is going to follow this script.
And the
turnovers.
Ravens did it through turnovers as well. So, like, yeah, the Browns' defensive stats, even in that game, were pretty good. Like, they're the Green Bay and the Browns are actually 1-2 in rush defense right now. They're number 1 and number 2. So, like, yeah, I feel like it's going to come down to quarterbacks. And sorry, Flacco, but Jordan Love's going to freaking toast you. So, like, but it's in Cleveland. Again, it could just be a weird turnover or, because we're missing Reed, because Kraft isn't the same. Love could maybe have a bit of a tough game because, he's not maybe on the same page with Golden or Wicks as much yet. But I think we'll see a lot of Golden, a lot of Wicks, a lot of Dobbs. It's just going to be who's going to catch the touchdowns, right? Dude, watch. It's going to be like Ben Sims or something. It's going to get like 2 touchdowns.
Well, they
like,
go
sure.
to Dobbs in the red zone a lot. You saw that
They
in
do.
the Washington game on one-on-one.
Yeah.
You got to think about it. Dobbs is the perfect Packer wide receiver on paper. He's 6'2".
Yep.
He's athletic enough where he's pretty fast. He is timed as the fastest ball carrier on the team this year. And he can get open. He can do his route running, get open. So you can worry if you just throw the ball to him, you're pretty safe because he's a big body. It's not like Golden where the cornerback's bigger than he is. You know what I mean? So
No,
I
Dobbs.
think you can just toss the ball up to him if you want to, and Jordan Love loves that. So I think he's Jordan Love's security blanket.
I agree. Dobbs is a good one-on-one receiver too because he will go get the ball. He doesn't let it come.
He's
to
their
him, which I
quarter. He's their wide
appreciate.
receiver one. Everyone says they don't have one, but he kind of is.
He is. Yep. He's just been inconsistent, and
These past 2 games and this year, he's played pretty.
I would say
consistently
he's
well.
undoubtedly wide receiver 1 based on week 1 and 2 right now. But let's see what happens this week, right? Because without all of our other weapons, if we hyper target Dobbs, is he going to show up and make the plays, or are we going to have to go to somebody else?
I think that's a big theme about Dobbs this year. He is showing up and he's like surpassing expectations constantly.
He looks angry. Like, dude, he doesn't even celebrate when he gets a touchdown. He just looks, he like mean mugs the camera. I'm like, okay, bro. Like, if that's where you got to be,
it's the contract.
He knows he
year
ain't
for
going to be
him,
here
too.
next year.
Yeah, his contract year. So he's like, hey, I'm going to show out.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
He doesn't want to leave the team. I guarantee he wants to stay, and he's trying to prove that he's wide receiver 1 this year.
Yep. All right. Well, that was Fantasy Forward, everybody.